morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Professor Bhattacharya, there is some echo coming from somewhere.
Yes, sir. I'll ask people to please keep yourself muted. Only unmute when you are talking. And Miss Anupma,
Yes, ma'am.
sir has joined. Let us start,
Yes.
please.
मैं अनुपमा सहाय सहायक प्राध्यापिका एवं कार्यशाला संयोजिका के अधिकार से 2 दिवसीय ऑनलाइन कार्यशाला के उद्घाटन सत्र में उपस्थित सभी गणमान्य एवं सम्मानित अतिथिगण, शिक्षकगण एवं प्रतिभागियों का हार्दिक अभिनंदन करती हूँ। The online workshop is on developing the leadership skills among the budding entrepreneurs. वांसासी दृढ़ानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय दृढ़ा अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि. The sloka is from Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 2 and verse number 22. The biggest lesson from the said verse for any entrepreneur is learning to adapt to the changes quickly. Do not get stuck with the initial vision. Learning to adopt, be innovative, and exploring the new opportunities is the essence of the start of an entrepreneurial journey. The objective of the workshop is to aspire people to become an entrepreneur. The learning from the workshop will help the participants to develop the skill sets to start an enterprise. मैं माननीय कुलपति डॉक्टर इंद्रनील मन्ना महोदय से कार्यक्रम का शुभ आरंभ करने हेतु अनुमति चाहती हूँ। माननीय कुलपति, क्या अनुमति है?
अनुमति है।
धन्यवाद।
आगे बढ़िए प्लीज।
दीप प्रज्वलन एवं संस्थान प्रार्थना कार्यक्रम सर्व शक्तिमान को स्मरण कर अज्ञानता के अंधकार को ज्ञान रूपी प्रकाश से प्रज्वलित करने का प्रतीक है। मैं माननीय कुलपति महोदय को दीप प्रज्वलन हेतु सादर आमंत्रित करती हूँ। मैं हमारी निदेशिका आदरणीय डॉक्टर वंदना भट्टाचार्य जी महोदय को भी आमंत्रित करती हूँ। मैं कार्यशाला में उपस्थित सभी अतिथिगण से आग्रह करती हूँ कि दीप प्रज्वलन तथा संस्था प्रार्थना हेतु सभी अपने स्थान पे खड़े हो जाएं। I request all to listen.
जगत्राता विश्व विधाता हे सुख शांति निकेतन हे जगत्राता विश्व विधाता हे सुख शांति निकेतन हे प्रेम के सिंधु दीन के बंधु दुख दारिद्र विनाशन हे जगत्राता विश्व विधाता हे सुख शांति निकेतन हे नित्य अखंड अनंत अनादि पूर्ण ब्रह्म सनातन हे नित्य अखंड अनंत अनादि पूर्ण ब्रह्म
ये साउंड वाला ऑप्शन है।
जग आश्रय जगपति जगवंदन अनुपम अलख निरंजन हे प्राण सखा त्रिभुवन प्रतिपालक जीवन के अवलंबन हे शांति निकेतन हे जग त्राता विश्व विधाता हे सुख शांति निकेतन.
I would also like to welcome Mr. Surendra Sharma sir. He is the Associate Director MSME with us as a guest of honor. So please welcome sir. To welcome is to show honor. To welcome is to establish integrity. Now I request our Director Madam to deliver the welcome speech.
Thank you, Ms. Anupma. A very good morning. Am I audible, Anupma?
Yes, yes.
Okay. A very warm good morning to all present here. I am highly indebted to our Vice Chancellor, sir. We welcome you, sir. You have such a busy schedule. I know you have been traveling. Still, you consented to grace our occasion, which is a big motivation for our campus. So this, and I also welcome Shri Surendra Sharma ji. You are also a very busy person, and you have not only consented, but also agreed to give to speak speeches in this. So this is a big motivation for our center, and this is our big event since January. So this workshop is about building leadership skills in entrepreneurship. So I believe a leader is one who is able to identify opportunities and chart the path to go ahead. At the same time, he also has the capability to identify areas of weaknesses so that troubleshooting can be done, or to find ways how to tackle these weaknesses. He is the one who takes ownership. He is the one who is ready to take the responsibility. And entrepreneurship is something where this quality is very much required. Whether it is a tea shop owner or a owner of a mall, they have to be leaders in their own capacities. So we have speakers who will be guiding us through this path. And I am proud to say some of our alumni are also speakers. So it is going to be a very good learning session for these 2 days. I conclude with this, and I welcome Vice Chancellor sir to deliver your address, sir. Please, sir.
Yeah, very good morning. Mr. Bhattacharya, the director of our Lalpur Center of BIT Mesra, Mr. Surendra Sharma, the associate director from MSME, distinguished lecturers who are going to participate and take courses in this particular short course on entrepreneurship development, my esteemed colleagues from BIT Lalpur and BIT Mesra system, dear students and friends. Very good morning to all of you. I'm at a location which I was fairly doubtful whether I'd be able to connect or not, but fortunately, I'm happy that it has worked. So I would like to just drive home a very important point that being a technological institution, BIT Mesra is committed to promoting the translational aspect of our training. As an educational institution, we teach or we create new knowledge. So we deal with the knowledge space. But when we create knowledge, we would like to see a very logical utilization of the new set of data, knowledge or wisdom that we create. And in the sphere of management, which is the focus in this particular workshop, actually you're talking about not just management in general, but you're talking about specific entrepreneurship skill, leadership skill. BIT Mesra always takes pride in saying that we were truly the pioneer in the country to have set up the first Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Park way back in early 70s. So it is absolutely logical and should come to us very natural that we show the leadership in entrepreneurship, entrepreneurial skill. Now, there are a few aspects in life which you always can wish, but you cannot guarantee that it will happen. So managerial skill or entrepreneurial skills are certain things which are not a simple linear equation that if you feed the data, this would be the output. In a given situation, if you just think about 2 years ago, hardly anybody would understand the need for ventilators, or of course they were there in the hospitals, but to the extent it was certainly desired in such huge number and overnight. So there comes our skills of innovation and entrepreneurship very handy. So in a given circumstance, when you face a very daunting challenge, the best in you comes out. Now, who is a leader? Is it the one who essentially declares that I'm the leader of this particular political outfit or the country or an organization, or the one who the rest of the members in the community are willing to follow? So obviously, the second option is not very easy, but that's the natural consequence. That's how it evolves. That in a given setup, in a given organization, you might not have been appointed as a leader, but through your skill sets, through your organizational power, your foresight, and the most important thing is that the way you define the challenge and pursue. So that evokes respect in all others, all your colleagues, all your followers. And then obviously they decide that you're the one who essentially should lead the pack. So in this particular workshop, we should talk about the essential qualities and traits that is needed for an individual to fulfill that particular requirement, to be able to show the path, to be able to define and then pursue that particular course, which essentially should lead to success. Many times when we talk of entrepreneurship, we always think of very big. But for every big entity, like we always say in solid state physics, the process has to nucleate, has to start somewhere. And in order to start, we require two things. One, of course, is the driving force. There should be a reason or a cause for certain new phenomenon to get started. And then comes the other part, which in typical jargon of physics, one says the kinetic path, that there are many possibilities, but the system chooses the one which has the least resistance or least activation barrier. So one needs certain amount of acumen and certain skill set to be able to decide which path actually will take us to that professed goal, by virtue of which eventually we'll be able to not only reach the destiny, but also register success. I am not fully aware of what are the aspects that you're going to discuss in this particular workshop, but in teaching, we often follow the path of uncovering and not covering. What it means is that every individual carries certain potential which he or she may not be well aware of. It's the duty of the trainer or the teacher to understand the individual potentials and spot them, and then help the individual to realize that huge potential that lies in him or her, which an individual might not be fully aware of. So when we teach a subject, we don't necessarily cover the syllabus. We actually uncover the knowledge domain so that an individual figures out what is in it for him or her to utilize and forge ahead. So for entrepreneurship skill, I'm sure you would be talking about the market potential, the success rate, the various laws, rules, and regulations. You'll be talking about the ability to harness resources, be it financial or manpower. But what is absolutely important is that we hone the skill to identify the opportunity and make use of the available opportunity to our advantage. The kind of uh, entrepreneurial skill one needs in this country or in this very region of our country might not be exactly the same as another part of the country or part of the globe. So improvisation comes very handy in such a situation. And in very simple terms, I often say that the ability to translate knowledge from know why to know how and eventually to know what sells is exactly how the journey transcends from science to engineering to technology. And as an entrepreneur, you are not necessarily making any fundamental discovery or invention, but essentially you are going to explore the path of innovation so that you add value to already an existing setup or an existing process or maybe an enterprise, and add value to such an extent that it emerges better, more efficient, and more compliant. In other words, you actually create an entity which certainly would be better rated than what existed until today or yesterday. So that entrepreneurship skill, I'm not too sure whether one can really teach in a classroom on the blackboard. It is basically a skill set which will allow you to spot the opportunity and seize on it. Now, you certainly need a set of basic skill sets. Otherwise, you would try to reinvent the wheel. And that doesn't really, that's not desirable because you'll be wasting your time in developing something which is already well known, well established. So this is where the training comes very handy and important, that you don't necessarily try to do something which is already well established. In fact, in research, we often first prescribe the student that please try and understand and establish the current status of understanding in the subject domain. The same thing in entrepreneurial skill or in entrepreneurial development program, I'm sure you'll be taught about how to assess the present situation so that you are able to define the opportunities with an foresight, which will create all the difference between you, the one who is eventually going to be the successful, and the ones who will make an effort but may not be able to reach the point of success. So this difference is not necessarily very large, and again, I would repeat, is not always defined by a simple equation. This is where beyond your skill sets, your specific acumen, and your instinct, that comes very, very important. I also draw an example like we all may actually of sports. So when Tendulkar hits a very fierce fastball over the rope for a over boundary, or Lionel Messi leaps in the air and then nods the head and places the ball exactly at the far corner of the net by a precise header, the decision is taken at a split second. And just an inch, leap by an inch higher than the defender, or ability to take a decision which way to swing is what actually matters at that particular moment. And it is not true that every time a Tendulkar or a Messi makes an effort, eventually emerges as successful. That doesn't happen all the time. Even the greatest master also fails. And this is why we have to understand what is the difference between the success and failure and where it comes from. Why does it happen that way? So I'm sure that the lecturers of this particular workshop will certainly stress upon the need and the ability to define the opportunity, scope, and the challenges. And then you are trained to pursue the path in a logical manner. And that's where the training comes handy. But eventually, the leader will be the one who will definitely show an element which is not prevalent everywhere in every single person. And that makes the difference between an individual and a leader. So I think that's all I wanted to share with you. As I said, I'm actually in a very, distant and odd location, so I won't be able to continue listening to the discourse in the workshop. But I'm very happy that Professor Bhattacharya, our Director Lalpur, has organized this particular event, and I'm sure there'll be many participants who would benefit from this. But eventually, let us all remember that the world remembers the one who actually scores 100 and not 100 minus 1 equal to 99. So that's the success parameter we ourselves have agreed upon. And this is what we should try and aim. But that doesn't mean that everybody will score every time 100. But the effort, concerted effort, and organized training are very, very important components for making everyone suitable for that. And one who is 99 today, there's no guarantee that he or she will not be 100 tomorrow. Similarly, the one who has scored 100 today, there's no guarantee that all the life, the same individual will continue to score only 100 and not 99. So it is important that we periodically develop our skill sets, improve our skill sets, and remain ready for the newer and newer challenges. So with this much, I'll stop here. I'll wish each one of you a very successful interaction, and eventually BIT Lalpur and BIT system as a whole will consider it a major achievement if many of you emerge as very, very successful entrepreneur through this training workshop. Thank you very much, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
so much for your words.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So your words were amazing and all-encompassing, as always, sir. And it has been a great talk to hear too. And sir, if you are busy and you have work, sir,
Yeah, in fact, I have to be on my way very soon. So thank you very much, Professor Bhattacharya.
Thank you,
I wish
sir.
you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks so much, sir. Goodbye, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so Miss Anupma
Yes,
and Miss Millie, I am so happy for both of you for organizing this workshop, and it was such a good beginning that VC sir graced our occasion and spoke so well about the entire thing. So please carry on. I am here.
and above all, madam, we'd like to thank you that under your guidance we have able to do this.
Okay.
The
Thank you.
crystallization part is only because of you only.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, it's your constant support and guidance.
Okay. So no, we are very thankful to our participants. Without
Yes.
them, nothing
And
holds
yes,
together.
Definitely,
Yeah,
ma'am.
so-
We are thankful to all our participants, all our committee members, all our staff, everyone, every student, monitor, everyone.
Okay,
Thank
so we
you to
can please. Please continue with the
Yes.
function and we can close.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
I think Yogita will brief the things about the program and all, Millie, or you may also, whichever way we can go with.
Good morning, one and all present here. It gives me an immense pleasure to start this auspicious occasion by heartily welcoming everybody to this 2-day online workshop on developing leadership skills among budding entrepreneurs. With a vision to inspire young minds and professionals, BIT Lalpur Campus Ranchi has started initially with with part-time courses in 1998. Currently, Masters of Business Administration (MBA), Masters of Computer Application (MCA), Bachelors of Business Administration (BBA), Bachelors of Computer Applications (BCA), and PhD programs being offered by the institute. The academic delivery and learning involve adoption of holistic approach to education, leading to overall development of students. Focus is on developing innovative thinking among students and nurturing next generation leaders. Today, we have with us participants from bachelor's, master's, and people from corporate and academics. Hope this program is going to benefit one and all. Now, I would like to welcome our convener, Mrs. Anupma Sahai ma'am, to start with the session.
I welcome you all for the 2-day online workshop on entrepreneurship. As lot has been said by our Vice Chancellor, Vanna Madam, and I think Mili Madam will be also guiding us throughout the session that how to proceed with this. I welcome you all. And for the second session, we have to log in with a different link which has been provided to you. So the next session will be starting at 10:45. So I think Mili Madam will be giving us the vote of thanks to all for attending the inaugural session.
So I would like to thank our director, ma'am, who has been a great support for us. He has constantly guided us throughout, like starting from the initial inception of the concept till yesterday, till finalization of whatever the things that we wanted to have, everything. And like whatever the contents will be there. So we both are immensely thankful to ma'am. We are thankful to all our respected deans, head of the departments, dear speakers who have consented to, our dear participants who are with us, our faculty members, our committee members, our staff members, and dear students. Without your support, I think this we couldn't have started with. So we are thankful to you for your gracious presence today and giving us this encouragement at this moment. So this is what I would like to end. And let us meet at 10:45 with the very first session, which we are going to start with Leadership Acumen Among Entrepreneurship by Dr. Tapas Ghoshal sir. So please do join with the another link that is being provided to you with day 1. So please do not stay in this particular session. Please do join the other link that is being provided to you, the same Google Meet. So thank you to everyone.
Thank you. Thanks all.